Hello and welcome to Swipe and Travel with Jake and what may be the last video of the year. I took last week off. I had a personal trip as well as some important things going on as well as working on one of my other channels and whatnot. So couldn't get a video out quite in time. Maybe the last video this year. As you know, Christmas is coming up as well as New Year's, and I have some stuff I'm trying to get done and a big project I'm working on for my main uh, channel that's not a credit card channel. If you don't know me from there, I have a gaming channel that I focus on with longer form content. So I've been working on that. But I felt like if this is going to be the last video of the year, it could be one more. But if this is going to be the last video of the year, I feel like this would be a great topic, and that is what is in my wallet for the beginning of next year. So as you know, there's many quarterly credits and there's many charts that change quarterly about what earnings they are. There's two big ones that come to my mind, and we're going to talk about both of them today. So now that it's a new quarter, I felt like it was a good time to show what I'm going to be using my wallet January through March of next year. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're also going to talk a little bit about some other cards I use but don't carry in my wallet, and then the first one we're going to discuss right now will actually be my debit card. So my debit card, believe it or not, is pretty important to me. I don't actually use it to spend, but there's a big feature on this card that makes it really important for me to have in my wallet, and that is the Fidelity debit card. So I primarily bank with Fidelity, with Chase as my secondary for Zelle and any in-person tasks, such as needing a cashier's check or any of that kind of in-person stuff I may need. I do like to keep some money at Chase for that reason. But primarily all my money was with Fidelity. And Fidelity Cash Management pretty much just works like a regular bank account. It's insured differently, but it's still insured. But it has a routing number, ACH number. I pay all my bills from it. It works just fine. They even give you a free debit card and checkbook, so it's just pretty awesome. So there's two big features of this card, and they kind of go hand in hand for me. The first one is no ATM fees. So for example, if I am at Chase, I need to use a Chase ATM not to pay an ATM fee. I gotta drive a pretty far ways down the way if I need cash for whatever reason. So, but near me, because I'm in Florida, of course, there's a Publix with an ATM fee of like $4, but it works. Well, with Fidelity, it doesn't really matter what the ATM fee is because Fidelity will refund my ATM fee automatically within, it usually happens about after like 3 or 4 days. I get that fee back. So I can go to that Publix ATM, get cash much faster, don't have to worry about which ATM. The other thing is it has no foreign transaction fees. So I can use this like a credit card, no foreign transaction fees. Of course, it's my debit card, but if I go and buy something for 50 euros, I pretty much get an exact conversion with no fees about how many euros to dollars it is. It's not a big deal. I don't recommend you really use debit cards for spending, especially overseas, but there may be times when you need to use it or as a backup or whatever, so it's good to have. But the main reason I like both of these features is because it allows you to do two things. One is that overseas, my preferred way of getting cash is looking up whatever a major national bank in that country is. So, for example, in the United Kingdom, in a bank like HSBC or Monzo or any of those other big UK banks. In France, I think it's UBS, the one that Toto Wolff always has on his shirt for an F1 fan. If you're in Singapore, UOB, any of these kind of overseas banks that you may have heard of or may not know of, what my advice would be is to look up what they are. If you need cash overseas, don't go to one of these counters. Don't get it from your bank beforehand because the conversions are terrible. Use the Fidelity debit card or even a Schwab debit card, I think is another one. And then when it asks you if you want the bank to do the conversion or you want your bank to do the conversion versus the ATM to do the conversion, pick your bank. It'll offer you a rate. That's not the rate you should take. It will say you just pick, I want my bank to do the conversion, and your bank, or I think through Visa, I think Visa is the one that actually does the conversion, pretty much gives you within like a penny what the actual conversion rate is from that currency to back to US dollars. That's my recommendation. And then it will also give you the fee back from that ATM. So that's my recommendation when you're going overseas. Use this debit card if you need cash. Don't recommend carrying a lot of cash unless it's maybe something like euros, because you can use euros in a lot of countries. Because unless you're someone like me who can just give the money to their friends and they can give me the money back through Revolut, you're just stuck with a bunch of money you can't use until you go on another trip. So, but you may want to carry out like $20 of equivalent local currency just so you're safe. But Yep, that's a big reason I use that debit card, even in America, having that no ATM fee. Big deal. So that is my primary debit card. Now, moving on to credit cards, this is my primary catch-all card, and that is the Blue Business Plus. Now, I'm not using this card too much right now because I have about 153,000 membership rewards points, and I'll probably get some more with referrals pretty easily, so I'm not worried about earning MR points. But under normal circumstances, I will use this card because it is my only catch-all card that has 2x solid on everything. So no matter what I buy, 2 points per dollar. So if I'm buying something like computer parts or camera equipment, depending on the store, of course, but all this kind of stuff, I use this card for the most part, and I get that 2x no matter what. So I have a base of 2x with this card for American Express. The only other cards I know of that have 2x that are catch-all cards are, well, there's 3, but it's the Citi Double Cash, which I don't have. I changed it to a custom cash because it's a better card in my opinion, and I don't really like Citi points that much anyway. And Wells Fargo Active Cash because I can't get a Wells Fargo card right now. I'm going to try to later on down the road because I want to get that autograph card, but without that card anyway, both those cards are worthless to me, and I already have it. But I do have a Street Starter Premier, so that card does actually become useful. But the Wells Fargo one, not yet. I need to have that autograph card first. The only other one I can mention are the Venture X, which I cannot get, and the Venture, which I probably could get, but I don't really want to pay $95 annual fee besides the first year to get 2x when I can get 2x with American Express for free. And as I've done a video on the Capital One Trio, the 1.5% on the Quicksilver offering pretty much the same benefits with the conversion to the Venture one, it doesn't really make sense for me. So my primary catch-all right now is indeed the Blue Business Plus, but I'm using a different card that we'll get to in a minute to cover it. The other American Express card I'm carrying on me at the moment, I have more American Express cards on me, but I only carry 2 right now, is the green card. So this is one of the most underrated cards. I talked about it in the starter credit cards or the starter travel cards video. And even though it has an annual fee of $150, it has some of the best travel categories because it's so broad with travel. So right now in the States, the primary use for me is it's 3x on restaurants. I don't have a gold card or a business gold card anymore. So I'm using this as my American Express dining card. I missed out on the groceries and the 4x on dining, but for me, it's not enough to where I'm majorly missing it. I don't want to get a gold card until I get a sign-up bonus for it or I get an upgrade offer on this card for it. So at the moment, it's pretty important that I get to keep this card and use this card, and so it stays in my wallet. When I'm usually trying to earn MX points, this is my default dining card. Right now, it's a secondary dining card, but it's not a bad card at all. And it's very useful, especially overseas, because it does have a lot of the transit categories that I will often use overseas or, just even when I'm here and, when I'm trying to use it at a hotel or a timeshare or cruise ship, I guess. It's very good for that purpose as well. So it's a very important card to me, and that's why I carried it on me. Moving on from American Express, we're going to talk about Capital One, and my primary Capital One card I use now is the Capital One Saver card. So I'm a big fan of this card. I've talked about it many times. I think in pretty much every single one of my videos, except for the Platinum video, I've talked about this card. And that's because, in my opinion, even if you don't do the cashback conversion to points, it's still one of the best credit cards ever. So you get 3x on dining, groceries, streaming, and entertainment, which is very broad. And it works overseas. So I used the card a lot when I was in Europe in July, and I was able to buy groceries and theme park tickets and museum tickets, a whole bunch of other kind of stuff. And it just showed up as 3% cash back, and I got 3% on pretty much all my vacation expenses. At the time, I was using my Chase Sapphire Preferred for restaurants, but had I used that card at restaurants too, I still would have gotten 3x. So if you need a good go-to overseas credit card that's free, this would probably be my recommendation. But even in the States, having those groceries, streaming, and dining categories, and entertainment for when you go to things like movies or amusement parks, all that kind of stuff, it's really solid earning right there. So it's the reason it stays in my wallet. I'm not using it too much right now because I got a fair chunk of Capital One miles. I'm mostly worried about Chase at the moment and a little bit Citi. So I just haven't been using it as much, but I did go to Universal Studios or Epic Universe last week, and I did use the card there to get 3x on the tickets and the dining and whatnot too. So that's really solid. The next one I have in my wallet, I don't really use this card a lot. I don't actually know why I carry it on me other than I have space for it at the moment, and that is the Capital One Quicksilver. Same thing. I basically use this for the points conversion. It's a catch-all card. I guess if I need to earn Capital One points, I can use this, but it's a solid 1.5x on everything. Overseas is my go-to catch-all because all of my catch-all cards here that are as good or better have foreign transaction fees, and my no foreign transaction fees cards would just be like a 1 overseas. So I have this as a go-to overseas catch-all. But again, I've talked about this card in my Capital One trio, 1.5x on everything. Pretty solid earning rate, and that whole trio system works pretty well. Or maybe quad system soon because of some developments with Discover. So we'll have to talk about that when I get to that card. But moving on from my Capital One setup now, we're going to talk about my Chase setup. And right now, I carry all 3 of my Chase cards on me. It's the only one I think I carry all 3 of on right now because I don't carry 3 American Express cards anymore. And that is the Chase Freedom / Freedom Flex. Mine's the Freedom, but if you have the Freedom Flex, this is going to apply to you as well. So the Freedom and Freedom Flex have 5% rotating categories. And for Q1 of 2026, the categories are Norwegian Cruise Line and American Heart Association. There's one more, but these first 2 kind of suck. Not going to lie. It's a big L in my opinion. But the third one is dining is 5% or 5 points per dollar on dining. And if you have the Freedom Flex, which unfortunately I don't have right now, it's actually 7 because normally you get an extra 2 points per dollar on dining, and this gives you an extra 4, which combines to be 6 plus the 1. That gets you 7 points per dollar on dining. I tried to change mine back because I was stupid and I had this long plan that didn't work out where I should have kept this as a Freedom Flex, but I've changed it to a Freedom. I could have gotten 7 on dining for the next 3 months. Unfortunately, I won't, but I'm not going to complain. This is going to be my go-to dining card for the next 3 months because I'm trying to earn Chase points anyway. Even if it's 5x instead of 7x, still better than 3x that you get on the Sapphire or any of my other dining cards right now. So this is going to be my go-to dining card for the next 3 months. Speaking of dining cards, normally I'd be using my Chase Sapphire card, which earns 3x on dining, online groceries, and streaming, and then 2x on travel, 1x on everything else. And I probably don't even need to carry this card on me for the next 3 months since I won't be using it for dining. I'll be using the Sapphire unless I somehow spend $1,500 on dining the next 3 months, which I probably won't. But it's one of my core cards. I don't see a reason not to carry it. It's one of the main credit cards I use along with some of the other cards on this list. So I just carry it on me on default. It's got a high credit limit too, so if I need to make sure it goes through, I want to have that card on me, and it's just my main Chase card. So, it's just a card I always have on me. But if for right now until January 1st, it's actually my default dining card because I'm trying to earn membership or Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So, yep. Moving on for right now, my current catch-all card, because I'm trying to earn Chase points, as I just said, is my Ink Unlimited. So I do not have a Freedom Unlimited. I had one. I changed it to the Sapphire. So I don't have any personal cards that are the 1.5, but I do have a business card, the Ink Unlimited, which is the same 1.5 on everything minus the 2 standard categories. But there's some other protections and rental car insurance and whatnot. So that gives me a benefit here, as well as also just it being a business card, being nice that I don't have to have it on my personal credit report. So other place I mainly use this card right now is Costco, because Costco requires you to use a Visa card, and I only really have one other good Visa card to use at Costco. So I'm using the Chase Ink Unlimited at the moment. So, and yeah, it's my catch-all card. So if it's not dining or groceries or any other categories that often get lumped into those credit cards, I use this card as my catch-all until I have enough Chase points that I suffice, and I'll probably switch over to the Quicksilver or back to the Blue Business Plus. So, yep. The next card I have on here, and I don't use this one a lot, but it's a core card, and until I at least downgrade it, which I'm considering next year, it's going to stay in my wallet, and that is the Shitty Strata Premier. So, as I've said, I think if you want a 1-card setup or like a 2-card setup, this is probably the best card you can get if you don't mind it being a Citi card and with Citi points. It can get you 3x on travel, 3x on transit, or 3x on restaurants, 3x on grocery stores, 3x on gas and EV charging, and like 10x for the Capital or Citi Travel Portal. So, I mean, it's pretty much got all your daily categories you need. So, that's why I ranked it so high. with the Sapphire Preferred as one of the starter cards, just because I feel like it's going to be the easiest card for you to earn points on just by natural spend in the beginning. So it kind of gives you an idea. The only reason I gave it second place was because I don't like the transfer partners that much. But, you know, if you're just talking about earning potential, it's probably one of the best cards. That's why I keep it on me in my wallet. We have one gas car and we have many EVs, although the EVs are just hooked up through a digital wallet. I don't actually pay to charge it at the charging station, so I don't need to carry it on me. But if I do need to get gas in our one gas car, that's the card I use for gas because I don't have any other gas credit cards at the moment. So, but I do just keep it on me in case I do want to earn some city points on dining. So yeah, that's just the only reason I keep it on me, and it's a core card, so I may as well just have it. The next one, and this is going to be my primary grocery card at the moment because I don't really have any other great grocery cards besides the Saver, is the Custom Cash. So it's the 5X on your highest category, which includes, I'm sorry to read off a list, but it's too many for me to remember. Restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drugstores, home improvement stores, fitness club, and live entertainment. It's a mouthful, but for me, I just use this as my grocery credit card for when I need to buy groceries. Okay, like that 5X. The only other card I could get that would be close to that is the Saver and the Gold card. Sometimes I use the Saver card, but I don't have a Gold card yet. And as I said, don't want to get one until I get a sign-up offer. So until then, this is going to be the grocery store credit card. Only reason I carry it on me, don't buy anything else with it. It's only for groceries. And that's where Citi is getting my spend at the moment. All right. These next ones are going to be technically cashback cards, but one of them may not be a cashback card in the future. And that's the Discover card. So as I sort of mentioned last time with the Capital One Trio, the cashback conversion may be possible as the Discover card will be on the Capital One app. And they did a change that made me think that it will also, this is also going to be true with the cashback conversion, is that you can now actually earn the 5X or 5% cashback using Capital One Travel if you use your Discover It card. Meaning, very likely, I think that they're going to integrate this fully with the Discover network or the Capital One card system. And main reason I think they would want to do that is because since now Capital One owns Discover, they get to keep all of the interchange fee, whereas they don't have to split it with MasterCard or Visa. So from their standpoint, they want you to use this card as much as possible because they get to keep all of the fees. So far, they've only changed their debit cards to Discover, and I'm hoping they leave the I'm pretty sure they're going to leave the Venture and the Venture X and probably the Venture One as Visa or MasterCard, just because those are travel cards. I'm hoping that they keep the Saver and the Quicksilver as MasterCards as well, or maybe they're going to change it, just let the existing cardholders keep theirs, or I don't know. I really do hope that they get to keep this as a MasterCard for me personally, just because I use them overseas a lot and Discover overseas is terrible. Domestically, it doesn't really matter. Discover is pretty much taken everywhere. It's probably about as or more common than American Express. And American Express is pretty common nowadays. So if the cashback conversion is true, this will be my grocery card because next quarter, grocery stores, wholesale clubs, and select streaming services will be on that 5% category, which means potentially a 5X category. And I'd rather earn Capital One points than Citi points if they're going to be at the same rate. So that's the main reason I have it on me right now. But even if not, 5%, it's not bad, but I'd get the same thing with the Citi, except on wholesale clubs. But for me, that would only be Sam's Club because, as you know, Costco only takes Visa. So these next two are actual cashback cards, and one of them may seem redundant, but I'll explain why. The first one is my Robinhood card, which is just a solid 3% cashback on everything, which is awesome if you want a cashback setup. It's probably the only credit card you need because it's got no foreign transaction fees, and it's very hard to earn more than 3% cashback on anything unless it's like a store card, like the Amazon card, which is one of the credit cards I use a lot but never carry on me because I only use it at Amazon, which is an online store. So yeah, it's a Visa signature, so I can use it at Costco, and it's my other Costco card along right now with the Ink Unlimited. So that's my current situation. But the credit limit's kind of low, so I do need to carry another backup card. Well, kind of. I do carry another card on me as a backup, and that's my Fidelity cashback card, which is just 2% cashback on everything. because it has the highest credit limit of any of my cards, and I like to have it on me, as it also has no foreign transaction fees as well, as a backup credit card in case like something is not working. I can count on this card. I know it's going to go through because the credit limit's so high. So that's the main reason I carry it on me. Other credit cards I have but don't carry on me are my business platinum card. I only tend to bring it on vacations because it does have no credit limit. So I guess that's the reason I could keep it on me. But the earning rate on everything on that card is pretty much 1 point per dollar, except for some websites on like some streaming service I use for editing, or Adobe is 2x. So I actually use that for editing because I don't want to use my Blue Business Plus. But there's no reason for me to carry the card on me, except for when I go overseas. It has no foreign transaction fee, so I do carry it on me then. And for the lounge access, you don't need to carry the physical card, but I figured it's better if I do, so I carry it on me for that reason as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all the cards I use somewhat regularly, or that are kind of important to me. I have hotel credit cards as well, and I have a Virgin Atlantic card, which I do not plan on keeping. So yeah, that is pretty much what's in my wallet. So let me know what you guys think. Is your wallet set up similar to mine? Is it very different? Do you carry a lot more cards than me or less cards? Do you carry any of the cards I carry? Just let me know what you do, and let me know what you guys want to see as well. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. And also make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot in me getting to reach these videos to more people. And sorry again for looking at my notes on this video. This is a lot of information, so I couldn't really cover it off my head or just looking down every few seconds as well. I hope everyone has a great Christmas or holidays or whatever you celebrate. Hopefully, I'll see you at least one more time before the end of the year, but I may not. And see you guys in the next year. Bye.